Today I have some tips for you. I've been playing with my hot foil machine, my foil press from Gemini, and I thought I'd share a fun way to use up your scraps. Alright, so when I was creating my cards for my Christmas series this year, I did a foiling episode and it was new to me. I've not really ever attempted this before and I just love the results, but it did take me a while to get the right sandwich for my machine. A couple of goes. It wasn't ridiculous, but I had actually thrown out all of these pieces in the bin, and then I heard that I could use this silver plate that comes with the Gemini foil press to get a reverse image of my foiled waste scraps. So this is hot foil I'm talking about. It's not the normal regular foil that you'd use like in a mink machine. So this is heat activated, and I thought I'd give it a go. I had nothing to lose. I actually grabbed these out of my bin, literally. So I did keep some of the extra scraps as well, thinking, well, I've got a few practice pieces that I can use here. And what I've done is I've heated up my foil press, and because this foil is not Gemini foil, I have got it heated to the middle setting, the medium heat, and I think from memory I ran this one at 15 seconds. Initially I didn't use a shim at all. I forgot to, and so then I did actually come in and add a shim before I ran it through my die cutting machine. I do apologize for my camera. This is on my old camera and the rest of this video is shot on the new camera, so this won't last long, I promise. Anyway, so this actually has a clear film over the top of it, so you do need to remove that film. Be careful where you put your tape. So basically what I've done here is tape my leftover foil to a piece of cardstock and then placed it with the shiny side up and then facing down onto the plate, because your hot foil should touch the pretty side of the hot foil should touch the plate. So that was a fail. It actually didn't work. So I thought I'll keep the same settings, only this time I'll add 2 shims. I did preheat my plate on the actual Gemini foil press. These pieces of low-tack tape that I've got holding it in place, just make sure you only put them on the very edge of your image, because they will sometimes lift the hot foil. So I had a much better result this time. The cardstock that I'm using here, see, there is a little bit of residual foil. It's not perfect, but probably usable, passable. So what I thought I'd do was actually use the whole piece and use the same sandwich again, and it worked, but I wasn't completely happy with the result. It did have residual foiling left over on, as you'll see, on the clear film when it come away. And that's when I decided to buy the Pink Fresh solid hot foil plate. But look at this, I just wasn't happy with that result. It's not perfect foiling, and I think in retrospect I could have turned up the heat, I could have left it longer. There are lots of other things you could try, but I kind of gave up about then. And I've had a few more practices with my foil press in the meantime and learned a bit. I've been watching Nancy Stamps. I'll try and remember to link her in the description below. She has an amazing knowledge of all things foil. So this is the hot foil plate from Pink Fresh Studio. I am letting it heat up. The thing that I'm doing differently this time, I'm still using the medium heat because this foil is not Gemini foil, which does activate at a lower heat. The thing I am doing differently is I'm leaving it for 20 seconds this time. I'm using my own cardstock here, which is a nice smooth one, but what I did also buy when I bought the plate was this Spellbinders. It's the Glimmer Hot Foil cardstock. It's almost like a Yupo paper, so it's actually made for hot foiling, and I thought I might as well give it a try, because I get frustrated, and if I get frustrated I find I don't use things. So then I would have just put my foil machine away and not used it. And I want to be able to use my scraps. So I thought it's worth persevering, and I might as well share my results with you. So my first time using this plate at medium heat, 20 seconds, I didn't use a shim. So I let it cook and then run it through my machine. Now, basically what you need to do is play with your machine, your settings, your cardstock, the foil you've got, and write it down. This is what I've done. I've actually written down for my machine and my foils what sandwich I need, so that I don't have to relearn this every time. Obviously there are going to be learning curves depending on what foil you're using, but it's worth the effort. And if I don't have to remember, look at this. See, this is on the smooth cardstock that I have. It's called Marshmallow, but it's not the basil one. And here is the second one, which is the Spellbinders Glimmer cardstock. That's amazing. Now, I've heard tell the Hammermill cardstock from Amazon that you can get from Amazon is awesome, but I haven't been able to source that in Australia. So I've heard people have had incredible results with that. So this time I've done exactly the same sandwich, except I've added one shim. And both of these cardstocks came out extremely well. There's hardly a speck of foil left over on the clear cover sheet that I'm peeling off here. And can you tell? I'm really excited. So now I basically just went ahead while my machine was hot and my plate was heated up. I just ran all my leftover foil pieces through the machine. I do think the results were better on the Glimmer hot foil cardstock. I prefer to use the same cardstocks throughout my card. I don't know if that makes sense. So all of my stamping and everything I can do on one. The thing with the Glimmer cardstock is it's not one that you can stamp a sentiment on. Blending doesn't work so well. It kind of blends the ink within it. So, but for something like this, it's perfect. It's almost like using a Yupo paper. It pretty much just takes all of the foil, all of it. Look at that. It's as clear as a whistle. I just loved it. So for me, the result is easy. I think the solid hot plate from Pink Fresh Studio has been a game changer for me. See, my original piece of if this is another Pink Fresh foil, I will try and list the products that I've used today just in case you're interested in them, but these two diagonal and the diamond backgrounds are from Pink Fresh Studio, and this is on the same cardstock. One was done with the Gemini foil plate, and the one on the right, the star one and the gold diagonals, were both done with the solid hot plate. It did make a difference. Oh, and here's two of my cards that I made originally, and I will try and remember to link this video below just in case you missed it in my Same But Different Christmas series this year. And I just want to say thank you to Erica for another great tip, and this is to use a roller cutter to cut the foil. It works so well. So I do think that the plate that comes with the Gemini has a lot of potential. I need to try it with the Spellbinders cardstock, but for me, I think the Pink Fresh Studio just made it very easy and I didn't have to think. So hopefully this has been some help to you if you are getting into the hot foiling game. Thanks for joining me today. If you liked today's video, please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, it'd be great if you could subscribe to the channel. I've linked another couple of hot foil videos here for you to enjoy. Click on the thumbs up button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you back here real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.